Dear students, a very good morning to all. Welcome you all to BA Part 2nd English Literature Paper First class. Today we are going to discuss William Blake's poem London. William Blake is the romantic writer. He was born in 1757 and he died in 1827. He was greatly influenced with Rousseau. And he's talking about nature, human civilization, the lost interest in the natural world, and the increasing materialistic spirit of the society is reflected by the writer in his poems. If we talk about the present poem, London, in this poem, the writer says that the civilization of London people, though they have all the comforts and luxuries in their lives, but still they are not happy. They are the democratic one. Their state is democratic, but still the manacles that are there, the boundaries, the limitations that are there, they are very precarious for the general human beings. So here we see, I wandered through each chartered street near where the chartered Thames does flow, and mark in every face I meet marks of weakness, marks of woe. In these lines, the writer says that the London streets, they are chartered, they have been given some certain royal rights, they are democratic state, no doubt, but when I wander through each chartered street, when I roam through the streets of London, which are given certain rights, royal rights, and I meet the people who live there, near where the chartered Thames does flow. Thames is the river that is, surrounding the London city. So, near where the chartered Thames does flow, the river is flowing, Thames river is flowing over there. And when I meet the people who are living in those surroundings, and mark in every face I meet marks of weakness, marks of woe, I see that they are in sorrowful and miserable state. And mark means the जिसे हम चिन्ह कह सकते हैं एक तरह से, right? And mark in every face I meet so many people over there, and in each and every face I see certain marks of weakness, marks of woe, and these are marks of sufferings, pains, miserable states. They are feeling weak, they are not happy at the heart. वो कहना चाहता है, लाइन्स में राइटर कहना चाहता है कि जब भी वो चार्टर्ड स्ट्रीट लंदन में जब वॉक करता है तो उसे बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे मिलते हैं जो कि ऊपर से देखने पे बहुत खुश जैसे नज़र आते हैं, लेकिन उनके हर किसी के फेस पे एक चिंता की लकीर है. दे आर नॉट हैप्पी एट हार्ट, दे आर फीलिंग वीक. उनके कहीं ना कहीं कुछ ना कुछ दुख है, कोई ना कोई सफरिंग उनके हार्ट में है. Let us come to the second part. In every cry of every man, in every infant's cry of fear, in every voice, in every band, the mind-forced manacles I hear. किस तरह का पेन है? In every cry of every man, I see that there are people who are crying. He hears their cry. In every infant's cry of fear, all the little children, infant means छोटे बच्चे, little children, kids. Every child is afraid of something and they are crying out of fear. In every voice, in every band, the mind-forced manacles I hear. Though they are given certain political liberties, but still it is of no use, because they are poor, they are leading a poor, painful and miserable life. If he sees the children, if he sees the man and the women of the city, they are all in helpless situation. They are all in miserable conditions. In every voice, in every band, the mind-forced manacles I hear. Certain prohibitions, ban means prohibitions, जिस चीज़ को बंद कर दिया जाता है. In every ban, the mind forced manacles I hear. There are several prohibitions which are imposed on them, and these prohibitions are making their life very limited, we can say. That is making their life very miserable as well. जो भी उनके ऊपर इम्पोजिशंस लगाई गई हैं, प्रोहिबिशंस लगाई गई हैं कि आप ये काम नहीं कर सकते या ये नहीं करना है, तो ये सारी चीज़ें उनको क्या दे रही हैं, पेन दे रही हैं. ऊपर से देखने पे लगता है कि दे आर वेरी हैप्पी, दे हैव द पॉलिटिकल लिबर्टी, बट इन रियलिटी द माइंड फोर्स्ड मैनिकल्स मीन्स जो इम्पोज की गई हैं उनके ऊपर चीज़ें, उनके कारण वो बहुत पेनफुल स्टेट में है. दे डोंट हैव एनी इंडिविजुअलिटी ऑफ देमसेल्व्स, वी कैन से. Next lines. How the chimney sweepers cry, every blackening church appalls, and the hapless soldier's sigh runs in blood down palace walls. Later on, the poet reflects the certain images. फिर राइटर कुछ चरित्र चित्रण करता है कि किसका पेन उसे दिखाई देता है. हाउ द चिमनी स्वीपर्स क्राई. चिमनी स्वीपर्स आपने देखा होगा कि बड़ी बड़ी फैक्ट्रीज में जो चिमनीज लगी होती हैं, उनमें छोटे छोटे से बच्चों को हायर करके लगा दिया जाता है और वो उनकी सफाई करते हैं. जब वो बाहर की दुनिया देखते हैं वहाँ से, एक चार्ल्स लैम्ब ने भी चिमनी स्वीपर्स नाम से एक ऐसे लिखा है, उसमें भी वो उनकी पेनफुल सिचुएशन को डिस्क्राइब करता है कि किस तरह से छोटे छोटे वेजेज दे करके, बहुत थोड़ा थोड़ा सा पैसा दे करके उनको हायर कर लिया जाता है. और पूरे दिन वो बेचारे चिमनी स्वीप करते रहते हैं, एंड दे आर सीइंग द आउटर वर्ल्ड, एंड दे फील that they are imprisoned in those chimneys. Their childhood is imprisoned in those chimneys. उनका बचपन ही छीन लिया उन chimneys ने. So how the chimney sweepers cry. Blake hears the call of a chimney sweeper. He is just a child because only the children are hired for sweeping the chimneys, because the height and length of the chimneys is not too much. That's why only the children can enter into them, right? The children are earning their living by sweeping a chimney, though it is a difficult job, but the poor child has to do it for his survival. And when they sweep the chimneys, their entire face and clothes are stunned with blackness of the chimneys. They become black. Every blackening church appalls. Then the poet looks at the church, which is situated just near the chimney. He sees as if the church is falling. With pity and shame. Appalls here refers to feeling very much painful. It is out of shame, we can say. So he imagines that church also looks black with shame or pity, and the hapless soldiers sigh. The poet then hears the sigh, the brass of a soldier who has lost all hopes of survival. He has been punished by the royal court. Runs in blood down palace walls. So he has lost all his hopes of survival because he is all stunned in blood, and he is running here and there in the hope of survival, but still he has no chances. जो सोल्जर है जिसको कि पनिश किया गया है रॉयल कोर्ट के द्वारा, वो पूरी तरह से ब्लड में सना हुआ है, एंड ही इज रनिंग हियर एंड देयर कि कोई तो उसे बचा ले, लेकिन नन इज देयर टू सेव हिम. Next lines. But most through midnight streets I hear how the youthful harlot's curse blasts the newborn infant's tear, and blights with plagues the marriage years. Then the poet reflects the painful situation of the women who are turned into a profession which is not respectful. Harlots, the prostitutes he is talking about. He says, but most through midnight streets I hear when I walk through the streets of London during the midnight hours. I hear how the youthful harlots curse. When the poet walks in the streets at midnight, he hears the call of prostitutes. They have not followed this profession out of their own wish. It is forced on them. Blast the newborn infant's tear. He says that blasts the newborn infant means kid, the newborn who are born recently. Blast means to blow, we can say. Newborn infant's tear. When the children are born to these harlots, they are not welcoming them because they are not the legitimate childs of theirs. That's why they are in the miserable states. They are full of pain. They are reflecting their pity, their sorrow on the fate of these children who came in this world, and blights with plagues the marriage years. This prostitution is imposed onto them because there are the marriage rights that are there in the London city. They are very, you see, marriage laws of the British society are very uh, appalling for them, we can say. When the prostitutes give birth to a child who will be a burden on society because it is a illegitimate child, they have no future. That's why the prostitutes' curses call upon the, you see, the married life that is there in the London city, the marriage laws that are very precarious for the prostitutes especially. So he says that all these things which are happening in the London city, they are not due to the the natural laws. These are because the societal laws are imposed onto them, and that's why they are not in a happy state. If we see the life of the children, the very kids of 4 or 5 years who are working in the chimneys, and if we talk about the soldiers, they are also in the appalling state. When they are of no use, they are murdered by the royal court itself. And if we talk about the young girls, they are turned into the and turned into the prostitutes. They have no future as such. They cannot marry in that society. So this is all about this poem. Thank you all.